Yo, how's it going? Sam.ThePhotographer here. Kind of want to get on the subject today on camera bags. What's in your camera bag? What's in my camera bag? So I'm going to show you my bag, everything that's in it, why I keep it there, then we'll party after or something. Sounds good? Alright, let's go.
So everybody, this is my camera bag. Pretty nifty. Made by Chrome. Really like these bags. They're pretty much bomb-proof. So let's take a look inside. Hopefully I can unzip this with one hand. Alright, let's take a peek. Cool, so for the body, I have a Canon 5D Mark II with a battery grip attached. What kind of memory card am I working with? Have a SanDisk 32 gig. Really awesome CF card. Sorry, I can't speak. Also have a 580EX SB light with a pancake lens underneath it. Really love this little guy. This guy's like pretty freaking amazing. What else we got in here? We got some pocket lizards. These little bad boys are sick. I'll explain all this later. Have a 24-70 2.8L lens by Canon. The first model, not the second one. And then a 85mm 1.8 by Canon as well. What's in here? Got some sync cables for the pocket lizards. There's nothing in these things, but you can store like SD cards or whatever in them, or anything small really. And then top lash up here, what do we have? I don't even know my own bag yet, it's kind of crazy. Fujifilm. This guy right here is a really bomb instant film camera. One of my favorites. Shoots wide film, so it's kind of like the full frame of like instant films, which is pretty sick. Nothing else in here. Nothing in the back. Yep, so that's pretty much my camera bag, so let's go more into detail.
And we're back. Cool. So now that we got to check out my bag real quick, let's go in a little more into detail and tell you why I don't like having that shit in there. So, for body, this is my Canon 5D Mark II. I know it's kind of old now, but this shit is still a powerhouse, so I don't care what it says. His name is Mjolnir. If you guys know what Mjolnir is, it's the name of Thor's hammer. This was like my battle weapon, essentially. It's my right-hand man. Shot with Nikon for like 5 years, and then shot once with this, and I was like, yeah, this partnership has to happen. So eventually I went Canon, I went on the dark side, sorry Nikon, and yeah, honestly, like, I love this camera to death. I've done countless shoots with this, fallen down mountains with this. I've had to return it in twice because shit happened. So, and I also have this battery grip that's attached. I'll detach it real quick. This guy right here. This one is actually not a Canon grip. It is a Mikey grip. You can see that right there. M-E-I-K-E. Powers the whole camera, and I swooped it for like $36 on Amazon rather than spending like $200 for the Canon grip because I'm a cheap ass. And it also even comes with like its own battery, I think, or I bought the battery. So either way, this shit was like fucking cheap, and it still like works just as good as the Canon battery. Yeah, that is my camera. This is my go-to, and let's go on to the lenses. I spent some money on this one. The 24-70 f2.8 L lens by Canon, and this is my only zoom lens. Other than that, I just have prime lenses. But this thing is such a beast. It's ridiculous. Right now I have like a simple UV filter on it. It's a Bauer filter. just to protect the glass, but I mean, this camera quality ain't nothing. It's a 2.8 no matter what focal length that you're at. Of course you can always change it too, but 2.8 at 70 is like pretty damn good. This is one of my go-to lenses for every shoot. I normally work with this one a lot, and I work with my 85 millimeter. I've only had good things come out of this lens. Like every shot is like gold. Seriously, like this lens is like all day. And then it has like this gigantic ass lens hood, which is like almost ridiculous, but it makes your like lens look that much more badass. Look at that. Look at that. Like, dude, I could throw that at the White House and it would explode. Like seriously, it's like a missile. That is hands down one of my favorite lenses I've ever shot with, just in general. Hands down one of the most expensive lenses I've ever had to buy. On to the next one. So this little guy right here is my Shorty 40. It's my pancake lens. I got that flip. Hold on. Boom, Canon. Oh, it's mirrored anyway. Canon 40mm f2.8, and the price point is super like cheap for a 2.8. This lens gets mixed reviews a lot. Like, it is $200, so I mean, don't expect it to be the best thing ever. But for what it is, like, I love this guy. It's so damn small compared to like a normal lens. Seriously, like, that's the lens. It's so tiny. So like that particular lens right here is like really perfect for like travel photography, or like you're spending a day like in the city or something. You just want to have your camera and like tune around. Like, look, like that's the lens that's on it. Like it's so skinny. Like it's that's honestly like why I love it so much, is that it's so small. It's really good with like trying to be discreet about it, because like you don't want to walk around trying to do that same stuff with this lens, because you're just gonna be obvious. You're gonna get people are gonna notice you, and then like your photos are gonna come out all stupid. But with this, like literally, it just looks like the body cap. So like, if you put it to your eye real quick and get a shot, like no one's gonna know that you took a photo. But this lens is honestly like one of the coolest $200 I've ever spent, and it's a champ. Like it's made out of like part metal, part plastic, so it's got a nice build to it. So this guy right here is my 85mm. So right now I currently have an ND4 filter on here. If you don't know what ND stands for, it stands for neutral density. Pretty much just kind of like, it's like sunglasses for your lens basically, to control lighting better. This is pretty much my portrait lens, and I noticed that all the portraits that I really enjoy looking at are shot with an 85mm or sometimes longer. So sometimes there's like they shoot it with like a 105 prime lens, so they'll shoot it with the 135 prime. I know that they have an 85 1.4 and an 85 1.2. The reason I went with the 1.8 is because honestly the price points for the other two are like really high, and unless you're going to be shooting 1.4 or 1.2 all the time, then it's kind of not worth the money. So the 1.8 was perfect, and then it was like the cheapest too, so I like got ahead on that one. I like to do a lot of heavy research before I buy anything. Like look at photos, see how they come out, look at reviews, see like who's bought it, who's hated it, who's loved it, good things said about it, bad things said. Take all this stuff into consideration before you start like buying a whole bunch of stuff, just because photography is expensive. So my flash I picked up for such a steal. It's a Canon Speedlight 580EX2. I know that they have a 580EX1, but I've never used it. I went to San Jose Camera for this guy, and went in there for flashes, and just happened to check out the used section, and saw this chilling in there for like $300 with batteries. So I was definitely about to swoop that. This guy is good for like concert photography if you're into that. It's also really awesome for portraits too. If you don't work with like strobe lights and stuff like that, this guy is like really handy. What else can I say on this? It's built like a champ. Like this thing is just you can knock out an inmate with this. I always go to violence. It's probably bad. Blowing up the White House, knocking out inmates, fucking tatted. I'm a thug. I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't use this a lot. Just because I do shoot with strobes when I am having like a photo shoot. But I have used this just for like quick photo shoot sessions where I don't feel like setting up light stands and softboxes and octobanks, and this honestly cranks out so much power that I kind of wonder why sometimes I do use strobes when I can like slip this on real quick. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the speed light. I mean, if you shot with lights before, there's honestly like not too much different I can tell you, but I can tell you that I've gotten nothing but amazing results out of this. Speedlight is pretty badass, and if you can find it for a sweet deal like I did, swoop it. For wireless syncs, for photo shoots like using strobes and stuff like that, I do use Pocket Wizards. I'll show you the ones I have. So this is the old model, the Pocket Wizard Plus 2. The only thing, my only complaint about these is that they're expensive. Just like anything else with photography, they're expensive. I mean, unless you're balling, because I'm not. They run about, I'm not sure what they run about now, but when I bought them, they were looking at like about 160 to 180 for one. And you have to buy two. You have to buy one that goes on your camera, and you have to buy another that goes to the strobe that you're using. I have two others aside from this one, and then I have the Pocket Wizard Plus 3. I particularly like this one just because you get, it's built sturdier and it's smaller, so it's not like obnoxious. Like you can like see the size difference. Like this, like what's this? Like, come on. And you can control multiple channels with this, which is what I really like. But if you only can buy these, I've never had a problem with this either. The only downgrade compared to this one is that this has less of a range, and you only get 4 channels. I've dropped this countless of times, and it still works like a champ. I'm not saying go drop all your stuff, but I've been the guy that does it, and all my stuff still works. Other than that, my instant film camera, which is, I'll just show you. So this guy, like, I know like instant film came back like with the hipster movement, but hipster, photographer, whatever, instant film is still cool. My first camera ever was like this like gigantic bulky Pentax that was an instant film camera. Couldn't find film for it, and the film that I could find was like pretty expensive, so I was like, you know what, I'm down to just buy like another nice instant film camera, and I came up on this. I really like it just because it shoots wide photos. So here's like the quality you can get out of the camera, which I think is like, it's really good. So this is model and my friend Hendrix. We did a really cool shoot with like levitations and like balloons, and it was very like fashion driven. So we snapped this off after the shoot, and I was like, damn, like this little camera is like pretty nice. And then got this one also. We took this after a shoot. This is I believe Willa. No. Susie and Willa. And found them on Model Mayhem. They were cool girls. They were down to shoot. They wanted to do something kind of like edgy and like raw and like kind of on that grunge side. So like we came up with like a gas mask idea, and it was tight. I keep them in this little album. It's a Pro Folio. So I always keep this in my bag also. So yeah, that's my camera bag. Would like to know what's in your camera bag. If you want me to recommend something to put in your camera bag, as far as like lenses, cameras, let me know, and I would be glad to help you. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. If this gets like enough likes or comments or whatever, as long as people like watching this stuff, I'll keep making more photography video. I can do photography tutorials, behind the scenes on a shoot, details on lenses or cameras or whatever, reviews, Photoshop tutorials, whatever you guys want to see, let me know, and I'll keep these videos coming. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.